I have seen the tape. I saw it a short time ago after interviewing AEG officials. Let's take a look at the tape. Now, what you've just been watching is a tape that has just been released by AEG Live, which is the company that was working with Michael Jackson, putting on the shows, his comeback concerts in London, a series of 50 concerts. The tape you've just seen came from Tuesday night. Michael Jackson died on Thursday. Tuesday night was a dress rehearsal, a full dress rehearsal at the Staples Center here in Los Angeles. You've seen just about a minute and 40 seconds or so from that rehearsal. Now, Michael Jackson also was at the Staples Center Wednesday night, we know, rehearsing for several hours, but it was not a full dress rehearsal. They were rehearsing separate elements of the actual stage show. But what you've seen is just what we have seen in these last few minutes. It's the first videotape we have seen from that final full dress rehearsal that Michael Jackson had on Tuesday night. I've talked to a number of people, his choreographer, the artistic director, his collaborator on the show, as well as the music supervisor, as well as an official from AEG, all of whom say they did not see anything amiss with Michael Jackson in those final hours, in those final days in which they were working very closely with him. This is a tape which no doubt will be watched very carefully by those who love Michael Jackson. Well, they will say it's Michael Jackson in his top form. Others might say that he looked thin, and we don't really see many dance moves, so it's hard to get a sense of what kind of shape Michael Jackson really was in, but the tape speaks for itself. And here at this point, it's the first glimpse we've really seen, and they have a lot more hours of footage. They have more than 100 hours of documentary footage of the whole process, the rehearsal process, the actual dress rehearsals, and a lot of the production elements and going into making the show. And that's something AEG Live certainly hopes to be able to produce something with in the future. Kira?
It's interesting what you just said about looking at the video, Anderson. I was kind of listening to everybody here in the newsroom as it was coming across, because I got word that this was exclusive to us, and some people were saying, wow, he looks so good, he's dancing, his voice sounds good, and then you heard other people saying, wow, he's moving slowly, he looks pale, it looks like he's out of breath. I mean, I can just imagine that everybody is going to be looking at this video and just scrutinizing every ounce of it. Needless to say, it's sad and heartbreaking to see this. Michael Jackson on stage just 2 days before he died.
Also keep in mind, I mean, this is a rehearsal, so it's not an actual performance. So there are those who will argue, well, look, he was in rehearsal mode, not in full performance mode. Take that for what it's worth. But again, the people I spoke to who spoke with him said, look, he was getting up to speed. His voice was opening up. He was enthusiastic. They say some of the last words that he actually spoke to them the night before he died, on Wednesday night, the night after this tape was taken, were words of enthusiasm about what lay ahead, feeling good about the concerts, feeling good about the performances. So again, obviously they have a vested interest in getting this tape out there, in having people, and drumming up interest for it that they can then later on sell. But this is a tape which, as you said, is going to be watched very, very closely by an awful lot of people, Kara.
And Anderson, are you live tonight from the Staples Center?
No, we'll be live tonight from Los Angeles with more on this tape. We'll also have extensive interviews with Michael Jackson's choreographer, with the collaborator on these shows, as well as his musical director. And we'll talk to an official from AEG, the man Randy Phillips, who actually is the one who negotiated the deal with Michael Jackson. I'll talk to him about the medical test that Michael Jackson had to take to pass insurance, a medical test which Randy Phillips says Michael Jackson passed with flying colors. He was told that by the insurance carrier. A lot of other details about the final moments that they had with Michael Jackson. That'll be tonight on 360.